Jon Rahm is one of the smartest about how he plays the game. While some fans panic every time he skips a tournament thinking he's lost his edge or gone full diva, the truth is way simpler. The guy has priorities, and those priorities don't always line up with whatever random tournament is happening that week. There's a method to madness, and if you look closely, it makes a lot of sense. Professional golf, in case anyone forgot, isn't exactly a 9-to-5. It's a year-round grind of flying across time zones, chasing trophies, and pretending you enjoy interviews with the same 3 questions. And Jon Rahm has been very clear that he's not about that play until you break life. Like, he has called the PGA Tour's fall schedule ludicrous, and that wasn't a throwaway comment. He was referring to the way players were expected to jump from the FedEx Cup finale into yet another wave of tournaments with barely enough time to unpack their suitcases, let alone recover physically or mentally. That kind of schedule nukes your game. Fatigue leads to inconsistency, which leads to people on the internet saying you've lost your swing, which leads to media nonsense. So Rahm decided early on that if he was going to have a long, legendary career, he couldn't play every event like it was a moral obligation. And when Live Golf strutted in with its more spaced-out, player-friendly calendar, you can bet Rahm noticed. Fewer events, more rest, and actual time to breathe between swings. And I think he's way good at energy management. The man's chasing majors, not participation medals. Skipping a middle-of-nowhere tournament is only making sure he's still sharp and explosive when it's Masters Week, or time to walk into Pinehurst with the weight of expectations on his back. And Jon doesn't only manage his schedule to avoid burnout, but because his health literally depends on it. The man has battled a chronic stomach condition called colitis since he was a teenager. It's not something you can slap a bandage on or walk off mid-round. Colitis is an inflammatory bowel disease, and flare-ups can completely derail performance or even sideline him entirely. And let's be honest, trying to focus on a 6-foot birdie putt while your digestive system is staging a full-blown rebellion? Yeah, not ideal. This isn't theoretical either. In 2018, Rahm publicly opened up about how he's had to carefully manage stress, diet, and travel because of it. Stress is one of the biggest triggers for colitis, and the PGA Tour, with its brutal travel schedule, mental toll, and constant pressure, is basically a stress machine with a golf cart. So when Rahm talks about balancing his calendar and avoiding unnecessary tournaments, it's not him being picky, it's medical maintenance, it's survival, and it has worked. Since turning pro in 2016, Rahm has avoided the kind of long injury slumps that have sidelined so many of his peers. His approach has helped him maintain top-tier consistency, 20-plus top 10 finishes between 2021 and 2023, including a win at the 2023 Masters. That level of sustained excellence needs his level of health management dressed in a polo. The best medicine for all his health problems is him spending time with his family. This guy is also the best family man you can find in this sport. And he's not pretending to be one for PR. He's married to Kelly Cahill. And no, this is not some hastily assembled golf power couple. This is a love story that started way before the trophies. They met in college at Arizona State University, back when Rahm was still trying to figure out how to speak fluent English and Kelly was smashing javelins for the track and field team. No, seriously, she was a Division I athlete and apparently just as competitive as he is. They dated for several years, moved in together, and eventually got married in 2019 in a quiet ceremony back in Spain. And now they've got 2 sons, Kepa, born in 2021, and Eniko, who showed up in 2022. These are the people he's building his life around. After winning the 2023 Masters, he didn't get lost in champagne and interviews. He made a beeline to the 18th green where his wife and sons were waiting. And the first thing he said was about them being there. He's also been pretty blunt about how becoming a dad changed him. In early interviews, Rahm admitted that missing milestones in Kepa's first year, like his first steps, first words, those little once-in-a-lifetime moments hit harder than any missed cut. That's when he started reshuffling priorities. He began tailoring his travel, cutting out smaller tournaments and blocking out stretches in his calendar to just be home. By now you get it that Rahm has never been shy about prioritizing the big ones. Majors, automatic yes. Elevated events, usually yes, unless there's a conflict, but that random mid-tier tournament squeezed between 2 majors, if it doesn't serve a purpose, like fine-tuning his game, prepping for a similar course layout, or stacking up FedEx Cup points, he's out. For context, in 2023 he played 20 PGA Tour events. In comparison, someone like Max Homa played 24. Tiger Woods, at his peak, often sat comfortably around 15 to 17, and course fit has been a massive part of the Rahm algorithm. He thrives on challenging layouts, especially those that reward precision off the tee and demand elite ball striking. Take Augusta National, where he won the 2023 Masters. That's a course that suits his high ball flight and natural draw. Torrey Pines won the US Open there and has openly said it's one of his favorite venues because it fits his eye. Meanwhile, he's been known to quietly opt out of courses that don't match his skill set, not because he can't compete, but because he knows the return on effort isn't always worth it. Now, this guy is even picky about his sponsorships. This part is trickier because the guy isn't running around doing brand deals like other golfers. He's selective. His biggest deal recently was the one where he signed with Live Golf for a reported $300 million. Liv's shorter schedule, smaller fields, and guaranteed money gave him something the PGA Tour couldn't. More freedom, more family time, and less week-to-week pressure. And it's not like Rahm's hurting for exposure. He already has deals with Callaway, Travis Mathew, and Rolex, brands that care more about long-term alignment than overexposure. So he doesn't need to play every tournament to keep sponsors happy. And all this because now his jump to Live Golf in late 2023 was more of a priority on the checklist. The $500 million 0 cents figure only wants control. LIV offered a lighter schedule and fewer 5 a.m. wake-ups to travel cross-country for tournaments he didn't care about. He's admitted he misses some PGA Tour traditions, sure, but regrets are none. He even built his own live team, Legion 13, like some golf version of a fantasy squad, only it's real and it flies private. He has structured his career around what actually matters to him: legacy, health, family, and yes, the occasional 9-figure deal that lets him say no more often. So, what do you think? Isn't he the best player in all of golf around the world? Let me know in the comments below.